Court's back on the record in cause number 323630. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Garrick Simmons. Mr. Simmons is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Simmons was previously sworn in. Mr. Vasquez, do you waive a record in Mr. Simmons' case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, I have before me a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. This motion alleges that on or about, well, this motion alleges that you was tried in County Court Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas on February 24th, 2021 for the offense of terroristic threat, family violence. And hold on a minute. Okay, and I'll just read this again. The motion states that you were tried in County Court Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, on the 24th day of February 2021 for the offense of terroristic threat, family violence, and that the judge of said court found the evidence was sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt to support a finding of guilt for the offense of terroristic threat, family violence. However, the court deferred adjudicating your guilt and place you on unadjudicated probation for a period of 1 year. On August 11th of 2021, the state filed a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. In this motion, there are 8 allegations. State, are you abandoning allegations 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Simmons, the state is abandoning allegations 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that just simply means that they will only be proceeding on allegation number 3. And allegation number 3 states that you, Garrick Simmons, failed to abstain from the use or possession of any drugs except those taken or possessed under doctor's orders as ordered by the court. In that, on April 14th of 2021, Garrick Simmons provided a urine sample for scientific analysis that showed the presence of metabolic byproducts of cocaine and marijuana in violation of condition 12 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
It's true?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Simmons, are you pleading true to allegation number 3 freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true because it is true?
I'm speaking true because it is true.
Okay. Now, Mr. Simmons, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there's a signature that GS, excuse me, the initials GS that are on a line next to a box that's checked MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation, true to allegation number 3. Mr. Simmons, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, Mr. Simmons, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Simmons, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Simmons, there is another document that I have that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. At the bottom of this document, above the line that is titled Defendant, there's also a signature. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this same document, Mr. Simmons, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Simmons, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that your attorney, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Simmons, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer States 1?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states one.
Any
No
objections?
objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Simmons, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Simmons. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, I will accept your plea of true to allegation number 3. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and your probation is hereby revoked. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea of truth to allegation number 3, Your Honor, the state is recommending that the court revoke defendant's community supervision, reform the original judgment, and order that defendant be confined for 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. The state is also asking that the court give defendant credit for any time to which he is entitled by law.
Okay. Mr. Simmons,
Yes,
the
sir.
state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $57. Mr. Simmons, will you be able to pay the $57?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
What did you say?
No, sir.
No, sir? Okay. Now, Mr. Simmons, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. And this document was taken from your file. And in this document, Mr. Simmons, it has your name. It was signed by by one of the magistrates, I think it was Judge Hughes. And it has some financial information. It has your monthly income and assets. And it also has your monthly expenses. Is everything in this document still true and correct today?
Yes, sir.
It is? Okay, so Mr. Simmons, based on the information that has been provided in this affidavit of indigence, the court is going to find that you are indigent. And based on that finding, the court costs of $57 will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. And again, the court is finding that you are indigent. And what that means is when I say that it's been waived, that means you would not have to pay it. Okay, do you
Yes, sir.
understand that? Now, Mr. Simmons, do you understand the state's offer and the findings of the court?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Simmons, I'll follow a pre-bargain agreement that you have made with the findings of the court. Mr. Simmons, this will conclude your case. Mr. Simmons, you're gonna follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.